What's up, everybody? Enosh here. I'm going to wait just a minute while a couple of people get online here. Just going to say this. Actually, I'm not going to take too long if you're watching this. So right now I'm in my office at work, and I've been watching this whole Henry Cavill escapade thing unfold all day, and I'm frustrated, and I've got opinions, and I'm mad, and I'm angry, and I'm sad, all at the same time. I'm frustrated with, like, everybody, and I don't know who to be mad at. I don't know who to be frustrated at, and that's the problem that I have right now with this whole debacle. I don't know who I should be upset about. I don't know if I should be upset with Henry. I don't know if I should be upset with Henry's management, which I have a good sneaking feeling that I should. I don't know if I should be upset at WB and Warner Brothers because I don't know what the, obviously we don't know what the talks are. We don't know what's going on with his management and if they're demanding things that they shouldn't demand. All I know is this: I love Henry Cavill's Superman. You could say whatever you will, but I'm telling you my opinion. I think that Man of Steel is one of the greatest movies. I absolutely love Man of Steel. It's a Superman movie that I have always wanted to see, and I love how Henry Cavill plays Superman. Now, have they written Superman in some weird ways? Yeah. Have they made him a whole lot angrier and meaner and dour than they should have at times? Probably. But you know what? The story, the overall story, I think, made up for that. And at the end of Justice League, say what you will about Justice League, at the end of Justice League, you see Superman's story come to fruition. And so from here, we were promised we're going to move on, and now we're going to get the Superman that we've always hoped for and longed for and knew could be. And now you're going to tell me that we're just going to totally... we've been talking about Man of Steel 2 for a while. Tiffany and I did a video about it not too long ago. And the whole thing was, everybody wants Man of Steel 2. Warner Brothers, people want Man of Steel 2. Do you not go on the same websites that we go on as fans? Do you not see the comments out there? I mean, what is wrong with people who don't see that? That people want Man of Steel 2, and instead, what do we get? Oh, well, we're developing a Supergirl movie. That's fine. Why don't you kick off Supergirl in a Superman movie? That would make sense. Instead of trying to give her her own thing just out the gate and make her a thing without any kind of connection to anybody else. Is that so hard? What is so hard about that? As a fan, I am really, really frustrated, and I just don't know where to put my frustration right now. Because on the one hand, I see that Warner Brothers is really messing this up. I've been a proponent of supporting WB and supporting DC because I am DC through and through. But now I see that we're just throwing anything up against the wall, apparently, and seeing if it sticks. And I see that that's truly the case, because you're going to get rid of Superman and then say, oh, we're going to do a Batman or a Batwoman, or I'm sorry, I'm so frustrated I can't even talk, a Batgirl movie and a Supergirl movie, because that's what people might want to see, maybe. I don't know. Instead of seeing the main characters thrive and be written well as they should be, and as we've been promised that we're going to see them, Superman is Superman now. That was the promise of Justice League. No matter what you think of that movie, at the end of Justice League, Henry Cavill was portraying the Superman we wanted to see. Now we don't know if we'll ever get to see that. That's frustrating. That's really frustrating as a fan. So I don't know. I don't know who to be mad at. Should I be mad at Henry Cavill? I mean, does he have a big head? Does he think that he's a bigger star than he is? Because I'll be honest with you, I love Henry Cavill. I think he's a great actor. I think he's done really well. I actually went and saw him in Mission Impossible, and I thought it was a decent movie. And I'm not a Tom Cruise fan, so I did not care about seeing that movie. But Tom Cruise was pretty decent in that movie, and that was a pretty decent movie along with Henry Cavill. But Henry Cavill's not an A-list star yet. Okay, and he may want to be. He may be on his way to being that if he gets other roles. But at this point, he's not. Okay, so I don't think that he can be going around demanding $20 million a picture. I don't think that it works that way. Not with where he's at right now. I think he's taken steps in the right direction. I think he'd make a great James Bond, because he was already actually up for that at one point and didn't get it. Daniel Craig got it. And that's maybe something, if you know that, great. If you didn't know that, there you go. That's what the plan was that he was going to be James Bond, and Daniel Craig got it instead of him. So should I be mad at Henry Cavill? Is he demanding more? I'll tell you what, his management seems to be demanding a lot, and that's where the talks seem to be breaking down, is with management. But, you know, then today we get all this back and forth. First it's he's out, and then, well, then his management posts a tweet and says, well, you know, he hasn't hung up the cape yet, and that's my hope and prayer. And then Warner Brothers, like, why can't, this goes back to Warner Brothers again, why I'm mad at Warner Brothers, because you have the power to squash all this crazy rumor. You know, all these crazy rumors. Why is it that we can't get an actual statement on Ben Affleck? Is he in the movie, or is he not going to be in the Batman movie coming out? Nobody knows. And it's been how long? I mean, we've been talking about this for a year now. Is he going to be Batman? Nobody knows. Nobody knows if he's going to be Batman or not. We'd have no idea. And Warner Brothers says nothing and lets the rumor mill go on, lets all these websites, you know, say whatever they're going to say, unfounded. They don't even have any information. And thank you. Gus, here's the thing. Thank you for bringing up that. Gus says reboot the whole thing. And here's where I'm at. If you get rid of Henry Cavill, if you decide that Henry Cavill's got to go and he's not going to be Superman anymore, I'm done. I'm done. I have been a supporter of the DCEU, and it's funny how the Everything Show commented about it. I don't think that I saw that, but this is where I'm at with it. I have been a supporter of the DCEU for all this time and said, man, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed what they've put out. But here's the thing. If you're going to get rid of Henry Cavill, Superman, where this all started, it was all supposed to be built around Superman. Marvel started with Iron Man and built around Iron Man, and that was great. Yes, I understand the other one, but no, Iron Man. Why are they doing this? Why haven't they built around Superman, made Superman strong? But no, the first thing we got to do, we got to throw Batman in there. And I said, okay, cool, that'll work. I'll be on board for that. I'd love to see that. Well, it's got Wonder Woman in it too. Awesome. I will watch that as well. Yes, I will want to see the Trinity, because what DC fan wouldn't want to see that? And then, hey, maybe we can get a Superman sequel, right? We get a Superman sequel and a Batman sequel, and we could build it up, start building towards Justice League. Nope, here's Justice League. I said, oh, okay. All right, I'm a DC fan. What am I going to say? I don't want to see Justice League? What DC fan out there is going to say, no, I don't want to see Justice League. I don't want to see a Justice League movie. And you got us. I'm sorry. I'm so ticked off. You got us. You sucked us in with, hey, with all these promises of, it's going to be good now. It's going to be better now. It's going to be great. Well, I don't know, Scott. There may be some truth to that, but I haven't actually minded the darker characters at times. I haven't, you know, the tone of it hasn't been what's gotten me. It's been that now it's just a jumbled mess. It's like we thought we were moving forward, right? We thought, okay, we got through Justice League. We understand Snyder kind of made it, and they kind of messed it up by bringing Joss Whedon in. So now let's kind of soft reboot everything. You got the new Wonder Woman movie coming out. You got Aquaman coming out now in December. You know, those movies will be out there. Now we got Shazam. That's connected to this whole universe as well. So now we've got 3 movies coming out. 3. Not 2. 3. That was weird. 3 movies that are connected to this universe still. And it may mean nothing now, right? Which, if that happens, it's going to be one more franchise. If that happens with Shazam, there's going to be one more franchise where we get the promise of this character getting to take on their major villain, because we got this with Green Lantern in the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie. At the end, though, they tease Sinestro, which should have been the villain all to begin with, and then they tease us, and then, of course, we're never going to see that, right? We're never going to see that happen, ever. And now this could be this again. They teased Darkseid, and then they don't put Darkseid in the movie. Instead, they put Steppenwolf, and I know who Steppenwolf is. Many of you know who Steppenwolf is, but the majority of people don't know who Steppenwolf is, right? And so now we got a Wonder Woman movie coming out. We got all this stuff coming out, and now we're probably not going to see Shazam actually take on Black Adam if they just dismantle the DCEU, and that'll be the way it is, and we'll just have to deal with it. But I say, if you're going to get rid of Henry Cavill, get rid of the whole thing. I don't want to see Flashpoint. Thank you, Scott. Yes. Flashpoint. I'd be fine with that. I would be fine with that. But keep Henry Cavill. Keep him. He's Superman. I could even say reboot Batman, you know, as much as I like Ben Affleck as Batman. And I don't want to see Ben go either. But I can't lose both of them. And that's the problem right now. I don't want to lose both of those actors, because now the whole thing just dismantles. It just falls apart. It's like playing Jenga. You can push out one piece here, maybe another piece here, but you can't push out three. You can't push out all of them. You can't push out all your main characters and expect it to work ever, and expect this universe to stay up. So like I said, you get rid of Henry Cavill, you just, I think that's the point that, yes, I say, just dismantle the whole thing and do it. No, actually, Scott, no, it's actually connected. If you watch the trailer for Shazam, you will notice all the symbols are the same. Superman, and actually that was part of what's been talked about today, was Henry Cavill was supposed to make a cameo in Shazam, because Billy Batson's friend Freddie, who's supposed to be Captain Marvel Jr. coming later on, he loves Superman. He loves superheroes in general, and that's why he's wearing the Superman, but it's the Henry Cavill Superman shirt, and that's where all of the things are there. So yes, it is connected to the DCEU. It is not outside the DCEU. Royal, do you really feel that way, Royal? I want to believe, man. Hey, dude, look, man, I am right there with you, man. I'm right there with you. I would love to see DC come back. My son's middle name is Jor-El, so I am DC committed, man. I love DC through and through. I just don't know if they can bounce back with this same universe. Sure, they can move on and make new movies and make a new universe, or do different movies and then maybe bring them together later. But I just don't know if it works. I mean, you want to talk some DC multiverse stuff going on. You got two universes portraying TV right now, right? And you got you know, I mean, there's also obviously the multiverse is in the TV shows, and there's, you know, crazy number of planets or whatever. But there's two. There's Supergirl's world and then the Arrowverse, and you got that you're trying to pay attention to. And then now you got these movies, and so now we got this new Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix, which is like, okay, why? I don't need to see that. All right, I really just don't need to see that. But some people may like it, and that's fine. Okay, so I was even willing to go there and say, okay, Joker movie can exist outside of the DCU. You want to make movies outside the DCU, that's fine. But now, you know, you're moving ahead with these DCEU movies, these official ones like Wonder Woman, Shazam. Marvel did the same thing with Spider-Man with 3 different actors. Yeah, exactly, Royal. I know. But here's the thing. I did not like the comment that was made that said Superman was like James Bond and you can just rotate him. And yes, De Niro is in the Phoenix movie. So, I mean, that movie's got a great cast, so hopefully that works out. But, yeah, I don't believe that you can just keep recasting people and expect everybody to keep coming back if you're going to try to pass it off as the same universe, you know? And if you do cast it, just cast it right. And look, I loved Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White, okay? So this is not a racially motivated comment at all, okay? Please understand this up front. But these rumors of Michael B. Jordan as Superman, I like Michael B. Jordan. I just want to put that out there. I like him. Creed was an awesome movie. He was great in Black Panther. He stole the show in Black Panther. He's one of the few really good Marvel villains that we've seen on screen. If Marvel has a weakness, it's been its villains on screen. And he was awesome. So I like Michael B. Jordan, but he's not Superman. I mean, what are we talking here? Why are we just throwing, like I said, everything at the wall all of a sudden? And you know, and see if it'll fit. I see. I agree, Scott. I don't think you can look at Spider-Man and yes, Royal. Yes. You know, if Michael B. Jordan is Superman, I don't know if I can watch that movie. because I just can't take that seriously. And it's like I said, it's not because he's black. It's not because it's just that to me is just like the ultimate, and we just don't know what we're doing, right? So we're just going to do, you know, controversial stuff just for controversy's sake. And that's not what I want in my DC. That's not what I want in my DC movies, okay? Make good scripts. Make good movies. Write good scripts. This is what I haven't understood about DC is instead of developing storylines that we're all familiar with, right? But developing a storyline from it. It's like, well, we want the Dark Knight because everybody wants to redo the Dark Knight. How many times have we seen like portions of the Dark Knight redone in the last 10 years? So we want the Dark Knight, but also, hey, we want this one over here, and we want this one over here, and we want this one over here. An Elseworld story, Scott, would be fine with me if they were doing the DCEU and then they had you know, these movies like with the Joaquin Phoenix movie and stuff as Elseworld stuff, and you portray them as such. I'm fine with that. I would, you know what? Then I would support that. I would support that. Because it's an Elseworld movie, and that's what Elseworlds are for, and that's the great thing about Elseworlds, right? When we read Elseworlds in the comics, that's what was great about it, was all of those things, was that it was a story that was out there of like a what if, you know, just like Marvel had what if, right? If this happened, if Superman was you know, landed in Russia, right, and we got Red Sun, excellent, you know, but you can't permanently say that Superman's just Russian now and a communist. You know, you're just shaking stuff up just to shake stuff up. So, you know, so I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what to think anymore. I don't know how to feel anymore about the whole thing. I'm trying to process my feelings, but I do know this. I love Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill has been the best Superman since Christopher Reeve. And I'll say this, because Christopher Reeve, man, is Superman. You cannot deny Christopher Reeve is Superman. But Henry Cavill is the more real Clark Kent out of that. You know, he portrayed Clark Kent. And I'll give this, Dean Cain did a tremendous job. Let's see, at least if they can't find a perfect actor for Superman, kill him off. You have no other choice but come up with a perfect script for it. So they killed him once though, right? So they killed him. They killed him once. You can't keep just killing him. And I don't want him to be dead. I want a DC universe with Superman. I want a DC universe that is thriving and has all of its characters working together and moving together and good, right? Doesn't that what we all want to see? Yeah, so yes, I mean Reeve was Superman. You can't take that away from him. He looks like Superman. You know, and not only did he look like Superman, but they based Superman off him afterwards. So everything that you see now, and I say that, just so you know, I'm going to show you right here, okay? Right here in my office, I have this right here, guys. I got this homage to Superman. Right here, there's my Star Wars post. But look, I got all this stuff up here. Got my Superman glasses. Got the Christopher Reeve action figure there. Oh, I can zoom in. Okay, there we go. See there? I got Christopher Reeve, got some Lego stuff there, you know. So I'm not just talking here, you know. This is stuff that I'm a huge Superman fan, and I'm a huge fan of Christopher Reeve. DC is a successful, smart business. They can fix this problem. I know they can. Okay, Royal. Look, I want them to. I really want them to. And I have been rooting for them, and I have felt that exact same way, Royal, that they can fix it, that they can turn this thing around. Focus on your top 3, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, and get 2 movies out of each, then do your joint movies. Yes, Scott. And I think that's where they've gone wrong, you know, I didn't want to admit that they'd moved too quickly, you know, but I think you're right. You know, I think even, you know, you could have done Batman versus Superman, but then you have a Batman movie and you have a Wonder Woman movie, and then you bring in Superman 2. And you do that. And I think that works. I really think that was the key. But they didn't do that. And I'm even fine with the Suicide Squad movie. Like I said, look, you know, some of you may disagree with me, and that's fine. But, like, I enjoyed the Suicide Squad movie, except for the end with the weird Enchantress, you know, dance and all that stuff. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. And that was fine. It was a different kind of movie. It was what it was. But man, why are we messing with stuff now? That's all right, Gus. That's all right, Gus. But like, why are we experiencing this now? And I just feel that now, Royal, like I said, I really hope as soon as these rumors came out that Ben Affleck might not be in the Batman, might not be a Man of Steel for a while, this universe was dead. Quite possibly. I enjoy Suicide Squad as well. Yeah, Deadshot was great. And Harley Quinn. I mean, we got Harley Quinn. I guess I don't understand all the hate for it. You know, I know people. Jared Leto. Somebody just mentioned there that they didn't like Jared Leto. Jared Leto. I actually didn't mind Jared Leto. I liked Jared Leto. He was a different kind of. Oops, I don't know what happened there. He was a different kind of Joker that I could deal with it. But we got a great Harley Quinn out of it, and so I was fine with it. And like I said, this universe is it is what it is. Yes, Royal, I know Ben Affleck has been struggling with his addiction problems, and I wish him the best, and I hope he gets better. And I'd rather see him get well than to see him just become Batman again, to stay as Batman. I will say that. No, I agree. I would have liked to have seen more of the Joker to get a better idea of who he was as a character. I don't think we saw enough of him to either hate him or just love him. You know, I think that either way we should have saw more. But also we need to remember that Suicide Squad was not a Joker movie. I know, and I will give you that yes, you're right, Caleb. Deadshot is an example of a character where race swap does work. That and Perry White. So but like I said, there's things that work and don't work in all of these DC movies, right? And nobody's going to be completely, 100% happy. But I'm going to be very disappointed if at the end of the day we don't get to see a Henry Cavill Superman movie where Superman is Superman. That's why I always said that the first Superman movie, Man of Steel, wasn't about Superman. He wasn't Superman until the end, and even then, he was just Superman starting out. So he couldn't be the Superman that we all knew and love and get excited about and was like, fighting for truth and justice and the American way or whatever and made perfect decisions. That's why I didn't have a problem with him breaking Zod's neck. Because no, he didn't make perfect decisions because he wasn't Superman yet. He was like one day on the job. But that being said, we got the promise of it, right? Superman was in action. He was hated by the world, which was reality. If a guy actually showed up tomorrow with all those powers and doing all those things, nobody would trust him. And you know that as well as I do. So, got to get rid of comic book logic, right? So, so the thing is now it's possible. Okay, Patson said he just put a video on IG that he is staying as Superman. I hope that's true. I'm going to go check it out as soon as I'm done with this video. But I hope that that's true. I really hope that's true. I'm going to look for that right away because guys, I really want Henry Cavill to stay as Superman. And I hope if anything, and this is the last thing I'll say about this, if Cavill's management, I agree, Scott, about the neck snapping thing. But if Cavill's management was being hard-nosed, or if WB was being hard-nosed and they just couldn't come together and work it out, here's what I have to say to that. Hopefully, maybe all of this mess was for something and got them to realize that people like Henry Cavill and want him to stay there. So maybe it either helped one side or the other. I don't know. But maybe it sparked a fire under somebody to keep him. And that's what I hope is happening. We just got some word here in the comment section that there's a video about that. And so I encourage you go check that out. I'm going to go check that out. But that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts. I wanted to do this video with Tiff-tastic, but she went home. She was here in my office earlier and she went home, and so I could not wait. I wanted to jump on here live. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone for joining me tonight, because this is something that I'm passionate about. And I know a lot of you are as well. And that's what the Poindexter Lounge is all about. It's about us having conversations about this. Have said it's not a done deal, him leaving, but I don't think it's happening. He signed a 5-year deal. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know that that was the case. Let's see, let me look at that message again here. Caleb says, WB has said it's not a done deal, him leaving, but I don't think it's happening. He signed a 5-year deal with Netflix. Yes, I saw the Netflix deal. And his contract expired after Justice League, so I don't know if he can resign with WB. I don't know. Well, hey, Scott, thanks for joining me. Like I said, I'm going to get off of here too. But thank you all for joining me. Thank you for being a part of the Poindexter Lounge, because that's what we are all about. If you haven't before and you've just found us tonight, will you please hit that subscribe button, because that's what we love to do. Doctor Who meets DC. Would love that crossover. Hey, who knows, man? Maybe Doctor Who can save the DCEU. All right. Thanks, Gus. We'll see you guys all later. I'm going to go check that out and maybe make another video later about him staying, hopefully. All right. Fingers crossed. Until next time. Bye-bye.